we're going to be talking about SmackDown for a little bit. SmackDown, of course, SmackDown by far, I don't care what anybody says, is the worst wrestling show of the week. And I watch Raw, Dynamite, and SmackDown. I'm actually starting to watch NXT, and I'm actually enjoying NXT. And I'm contemplating on possibly starting to watch TNA more often. Because TNA, they have a lot of things going on. I mean, Santana is the man. Santana's the man. And he will be TNA World Champion, but that's besides the point. SmackDown is by far the worst wrestling show of the week. I don't care what anybody... Like, bro, how many times do I have to say I don't care what anybody says? But still, SmackDown is the worst show of the week. And a lot of that has to do with the 3-hour format. Now, originally, we all thought that the 3-hour format was only going to be a temporary thing, not a permanent thing. But from what it looks like, unfortunately, SmackDown is reportedly remaining at the 3-hour mark for the quote-unquote foreseeable future. I am reading this from F4W Online. 3-hour SmackDowns on Fridays aren't going away anytime soon, according to a new report by WrestleVotes. The outlet reported Thursday that for the quote-unquote foreseeable future, SmackDown will remain a 3-hour show in a change from their previous plan, as USA, that being NBC Universal, is satisfied with the performance in the 3rd hour. The two sides reportedly had agreed to a final 3-hour runtime on Friday, May 30th, but plans changed. WrestleVotes noted that it's a fluid discussion about the length of the show and that a return to 2 hours could take place as early as this fall. Originally, I believe we were supposed to get SmackDown back to 2 hours starting, I believe, in June. As recently as early May, Paul Triple H Levesque had said that the 3-hour format was only temporary, and he said that on the Pat McAfee show, by the way. That followed a January Pat McAfee appearance, you see what I mean, where Levesque said the same thing. For the first time since 2019, the Blue Brand, returned to the USA Network last September as part of the 5-year deal worth $1.4 billion. In total, that includes 4 Saturday Night's Main Event specials on NBC and Peacock per year. Yeah, what are my thoughts on this? This sucks. This sucks, man. Dude, I cannot tell you. I don't care. I cannot tell you, bro, but SmackDown, in my opinion, I haven't been watching SmackDown throughout, the past couple of weeks. I've only been watching highlights and really the only important things that happened on the show. Of course, the return of the Wyatt Six. John Cena, whenever he shows up on SmackDown, I will watch. But realistically, everything that happens on SmackDown, to me, is just not interesting at all. Again, it is the worst 3 hours of wrestling that you could watch. Any wrestling show, and I'm talking back in the days of WCW, because they did have 3-hour Nitros or, a 3-hour Raw every single week. Dude, that's just overkill. 3-hour Raws were the worst. Remember when they had a 3-hour Raw from 2012 all the way to just last year? Dude, those were horrible to watch. They were unbearably bad to watch. Unbearably bad. And I'm talking about 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021. Those were bad years. Ever since SmackDown went to 3 hours, the quality started to dip. The quality is just not there. It's just not there. A 3-hour weekly wrestling show is just not good. Not to mention, bro, we're going to have a 4-hour episode of AEW Dynamite this Wednesday. 4 hours. And we're also going to have another 4-hour block of AEW next week. We're going to have 2 4-hour back-to-back blocks of AEW Dynamite. And on top of that, if you watch Raw, if you watch SmackDown, hell, if you watch NXT, if you watch TNA, imagine if you watch all that content. Dude, what is wrong with you? Bro, I can't watch. I just can't. It's unbearably bad. I cannot watch SmackDown. I only watch the important parts of the show, but I cannot watch SmackDown. And a lot of that has to do with the 3-hour format. It just drags. It drags, bro. I can't stand to watch 3 hours of SmackDown. I just can't. I'm literally on my phone to see, to check on the time. To literally check on the time. I'm it's 9 o'clock and I'd be oh, what time is it? Oh, it's only 9:20? It felt like an hour. It's only 9:20. And I have to wait. I have to watch the show until 11 o'clock? Yeah, not for me. But SmackDown as a show has dipped in quality ever since it went to the 3-hour format. It's suffering the same fate that Raw did for all of those years, unfortunately. and it sucks. And we're going to be getting more 3 hours throughout the majority of the summer. And most likely the 2-hour SmackDowns will return in the fall. I doubt that is going to be the case, but we are going to have to wait and see. Thanks, guys, for checking out this clip of the WrestleHavoc podcast. If you guys want more clips like this, please make sure to like and subscribe to the WrestleHavoc Clips channel right here on YouTube. If you guys want to watch the full show, the link will be in the description below. Catch new episodes of the WrestleHavoc podcast every Sunday night live, not only on the main WrestleHavoc channel, but also on the WNN World News Network YouTube channel and Facebook page. I'll see you guys all in the next video. Peace.